Hello guys, welcome back. I am SimUK and this is Tourist Bus Simulator. Following on from our previous episode, we're now going to hire our first employee. I am so excited. So excited to show you this. This game has so much content. There is one thing that is a bit of a shame. In Bus Sim 18, your employees would actually drive the buses round, wouldn't they? And that would be wonderful to see in this game. I think they're capable of achieving that, but at the moment, it's not in place. So that's a speculative future thing that I'd love to see, that I have absolutely no confirmation is ever going to happen. But wouldn't that be lovely? Let's get our first employee employed then. Click on this button to open the job market, then click on an applicant from the list. You can negotiate the monthly salary. Be careful not to offer too low a salary, otherwise the applicant will decline and no longer be available to you. Confirm to hire the applicant. There are a few bugs, well not bugs, but like vocabulary mistakes in some of the tutorials and stuff. There's nothing serious, it's all pretty much straightforward, but there are one or two that you will likely spot. Now, if you're smart-eyed, you'll see that we've got drivers, mechanics, guides, tour guides, and these are all the things that you can hire in the game so far. They might even expand later on, but so far, at the moment, that is what we have. So let's see if we can find a nice cheap driver. Victoria Herbst. Sounds good. 900. Let's employ her. She is now part of the crew. Your new employee will be ready tomorrow, so simply go to the calendar and skip the time to that day. So let's do that. Fantastic. Your new employee has arrived and is now available to get a new order again. So let's go over here to the fax machine. Let's go to new orders and oh look, we have a short one. Let's grab that, close the thing, and now we come over here to the pin board, or aka the schedule. In the schedule, you can manage your routes. Clicking on an entry will show you the route on the map. Now that doesn't work at the moment for whatever reason. They will fix it. The map wasn't showing last week at all, so that's a step forward already. So eventually the route will show up. Now in Fernbus Coach Simulator, it was possible for you to pick the route yourself. So we know the mechanics are already there in place. I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be a feature in this game. It could be, it might not be. Speculative. I think probably it will be there, but I don't know for certain at the moment. In the entry, click on the button on the right field to assign the driver and vehicle. Now choose your new employee and your vehicle, then confirm. So, okay. This is the only route we have, and when I click on it, it should show the route on the map, but you see that it really doesn't. Oh, maybe if you zoom in. Oh, let's try that again. Let's close that. Maybe I've discovered something. Okay, so if you close... Okay, so you have to zoom in order to see the route. And now it works. Okay, alright, fine. So it does work. It's just a bit skewy, I guess. But that's fine. Okay, it's working. Let's assign Victoria and our coach to her. The assigned bus is in a very bad condition. You have to repair it until the tour starts. Otherwise, the order will fail. So, ignoring the obvious mistakes in the English there, basically it's saying you need to repair the coach. Otherwise, the order will fail. Now, I've already done this once today. The order did not fail. But I suspect in the future that if your coach isn't up to standard, then it will fail. Where that line is unclear at the moment. And I assume over time it will be made more obvious to us how bad. I mean, if you had, let me see, say the Wi-Fi wasn't working on a coach. Yes, it's inconvenient. No, it's not enough to say that that coach cannot drive passengers around because it's a small inconvenience. It shouldn't be an issue. So, in the future, I'm sure there'll be more information on this, but I think during this tutorial period, it will just let us get on with it anyway. We can't currently hire anybody. So there's that. We can't hire any mechanics to fix it, so even if we wanted to fix it, we can't because that's all locked down. Okay, I hope that's all clear. Remember, this is a work in progress. Open the calendar and skip 2 days forward. So 2 days from now, she should have completed that run. A bus driver of your company needs your vehicle for an order. Do you want to return your vehicle? Not sure why it says that, because the vehicle's right outside, but we'll say yes anyway. The order has been successfully completed by your employee. Now open the fleet management in the vehicles menu. So you see, despite it telling us that it would fail, actually it went perfectly well and no issues whatsoever. Your employee did use the vehicle for the previous order. Click on the checker to assign the vehicle to yourself again. I've got an issue with that. I'll tell you about that in a second. This option is only available if a vehicle is not currently in use or not in a workshop at the moment. Bad English, but yes, we get the point. Thus, you will have to wait until a vehicle is available again. Okay, so here is the only vehicle we have, and I have asked that they take this check out. Because that red check, I get it. Red check means it's not your vehicle. When it's a blue check, it means it is your vehicle. I think it would just be so much clearer if it had no check in it at all. Don't you think? Also, it was complaining about the condition of our coach, but look, everything is fine. Unless they're yellow. Maybe they're not green. Maybe they're half good. That's possible. Oh yeah, look. Green, amber. Oh, I didn't even realise that. I've just learnt something. So you have 3 states then. You have excellent condition, poor condition, and when they're red, that means knackered. So I didn't realise that everything inside the coach was in poor condition. Also, apologies for the menu scrolling in the background. That's because I have strafe set to my steering wheel. If it's not absolutely 100% perfectly centralised, then when a menu is open, we'll just spin around all over the place. All right, so let's assign this bus back to us. I have asked TML to fix that, by the way. Hopefully we'll see that at some point. So that's that done. We can close that now. Get a new order for ourselves. Right, now, there are 2 types of orders, or at least 2 that I'm aware of at the moment. There are the occasional and the permanent. The permanent ones are repeated. So every Wednesday, you will be doing this particular route. Now, in the top right-hand corner... Where's my mouse gone? Oh, don't start. So many issues today, you would not believe it. Anyway, moving on. So this little icon here indicates that this is a repeat route. It's not a one-off. So if we click continue and go to new orders, you can see there's the icon, and we'll pick that, and then we'll come out of here and reopen the schedule and assign a vehicle and yourself as the driver. So here we come. Click on that. Now you see that the route didn't show up, but if I zoom in, then it does. And if I come out, go back in again, I was trying to get the yellow marker coming up. Okay, so the route is kind of showing. It's showing us where the stops are, but it's not showing the actual route. So I don't know which way to go. And I have a bit of a problem now with the sat-nav not having an arrow on it, because quite often you'll find, like here, you'll come in and you'll drop people off here, and then you've got to turn around and come and pick up people on the other side. Why the hell people this side can't just get on this side? I have a few issues with it, but the biggest problem being that the sat-nav doesn't have any arrows on it. So you'll come here and the sat-nav will just basically colour this whole area in, and I suppose it doesn't matter which way you go, but it does get confusing in other areas which you may or may not see. When you're driving the car, it's quite easy to flip it out and roll it and stuff. So when you come to, it would be quite nice to know which way you're meant to be going, left or right on the road. But that's another thing. So, okay, let's assign ourselves. So us, that coach, tick the box. The assigned bus is in a very bad condition. You have to repair it until the tour starts. Before the tour starts, otherwise the order will fail. It didn't fail earlier. I suspect that isn't implemented yet. Open the calendar and skip to the time. Ba-da-dum. Bomb. Done. Let's go. Now, this will be a cool route. Unless I go to the wrong stop and bugger it up, which is highly plausible. I've already done it once. I could do it again at any time. You never quite know what's going to happen with Sim UK holes. Okay. Now some of my button bindings seem to have disengaged. My hazards are still working, but I can't turn for whatever reason, I can't turn the headlights on. I'm not going to bother with that now because it's, it's perfectly bright. There's no issues at all. Let's just get going, making sure that I avoid those yellow pillars that are on the edge there. Now you can see there's a gymnasium here. I believe that's for your employees to make sure that they're nice and healthy. Watch your wing mirror on overhangs like that. I have bumped into them myself a couple of times. Not that one particularly, but other things I have bumped into, like that sign sticking out. There's a lot of obstructions that you're going to have to learn and avoid in this game. Now you can see in order to take that corner I had to swing into the oncoming traffic. What I was saying to you earlier is sometimes the AI will stop to help, allow you to pull out, but actually they'll stop in the worst place possible and it will just cause more problems. So I'm hoping TML are going to look at that and maybe, I don't know, mix it up a bit. Let people stop for you, but only occasionally, not all the time. And sometimes vehicles stop to let you out in a situation where there's absolutely no reason for them to stop at all. But on the most part the AI is fine, but yeah, I mean it's only fair that I highlight the good and the negative points as I see them, and then you know exactly what you're buying into. Just got out in front of that van. Alright, so we're going to go and explore, listen to the airport. Shouldn't be hearing that on that corner. They've already fixed that once. I highlighted that as being a big issue because it used to be everywhere. They've made it smaller, which is perfect, but I think there's just a small bit there that still needs to be addressed. But yeah, I mean, look at the scenery and see all the lovely new modelling. We got some roadworks going on the side there. We got some new buildings. Obviously, we've got the new vegetation. Boulders everywhere. It's very different from Fernbus Coach Simulator in that sense. That car's just going to drive into me, I see. It's not so easy to drive in this view, so I apologise. But I wanted you to get a good idea of what the scenery looks like. There's a whole little town to the left there. Whole bunch of new buildings and such that you can experience. We got the apartment blocks on the right hand side. Obviously you got the ocean all the way round. I think if you were looking then you probably just saw some waves and a bit of a beach area. There are different ports. The map itself is pretty large. It's not 22,000 kilometers like Fernbus Coach Simulator is, but it's pretty damn big. The area that we've covered so far is pretty small in comparison to everything that is available. Ooh, nearly hit that sign. Now this is a very tight corner, which if there was traffic coming the other way, which now there is, can cause epic problems. I probably shouldn't have done that in the external camera because it's so hard to drive that way. But yeah, right, so first experience of my goddamn head tracking has gone off again. Excuse me whilst I swap to my emergency one. It's very difficult to drive without head tracking. And away we go again. Apologies for that. Having a day of everything breaking on me today, it seems. Let's just reset that. There we go. That's more like it. So you can see how tight it is round here. Oh! Attention, your bus gets body damage every time you crash. Now, one thing that is a bit of a shame is externally you'll not see the damage that's being caused. There won't be any scratches or dents or anything like that. It's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I mean, it is so tight round here. You really are going to be challenged on a consistent basis. It's great in that sense. I really like the challenge. It certainly adds a new element to the game. Now look, you see this guy? Okay, in this instance that's fine because he's turning left, so he's stopped to let me go, and that's great. Now there are vehicles in the game other than coaches, as you've seen with the car. I'm not sure whether or not you can buy different cars and so on. There's also... Oh, I didn't mean to turn the engine off. Blast. And I need to turn that on. There we go. So there are other vehicles other than coaches in the game. I'm not sure if you can upgrade your car to a better car or anything like that. I haven't seen any evidence to support that at the moment. I've also seen modelling for motorcycles, which I don't suspect we'll be able to drive or buy ourselves. But it would be nice. It would be nice to see them driving about. But again, that's speculation. There's no confirmation that that's going to happen. Just something that occurred to me would be cool to see. So just sharing any and every thought that I have, pretty much, on the game. So how do I zoom out? Oh, there we go. A bit too close on the sat nav. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the game so far. In terms of, why did you just stop, dude? Absolute moron. Now watch this van. Is he going to stop? No, he's not going to stop. Yes, he is going to stop. So rather than just go past me, because I believe there's space, let's just check that. So there's plenty of space for him to go past, but rather than go past and clear the way for me to get through, he stops, presumably because he's trying to let me go through, and just causing more problems as a result. Now look at the length of traffic that's there. We're now going to get stuck into this situation whereby, if I go external again, oh, I can reverse because there's no one behind me, which is just pure luck. But now you see that little green car has stopped because he's trying to let me out. The car over there wants to come in, so I'm pretty much stuck now in this situation. Now there's a car behind me, so whilst I can reverse a little way, hopefully that green car will go. Do you see what's going on there? They're trying to be helpful, but actually they're hindering things. So let's try and get some of this traffic free so that we can fix this problem. Remember, this is a work in progress. This isn't complete. They're not trying to suggest that it is. Right, now I can go because a gap has appeared. But that van starts driving towards me at totally the wrong moment. So most of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, the AI is brilliant and there's no issue. But there are times when they make the wrong decision and it causes quite a considerable calamity as a result. But most of the time is absolutely fine, I've got to say. It's only occasionally that happens, but when it happens, it's quite considerable. Now you can hit the reset to the road button and everybody would disappear, and basically it will reset everything. Now if you look at that H and the orange route on the sat-nav, it's a total mess, the sat-nav at the moment. It doesn't really know where you're going, and I kind of feel like it's a bit hypersensitive. Like when you're going round a roundabout, it will try and recalculate as quickly as possible so that you can have the fastest route, and maybe for a brief second whilst you're going around that roundabout, it's actually quicker to go right and go round than it is to go left and go through. So I think that's all it is. I just think the sat-nav is a bit overzealous and it needs to just calm down a bit. I think it'll be fine thereafter. Alright, we're going left here. My voice is absolutely killing me now. I've been talking non-stop for hours. Right, are we going to get in here? I think we are. So again, if I jump outside, you get to see some of the scenery. I mean, it's mostly hot desert-like areas with sparse bits of greenery dotted about here and there. But, you know, it's a different environment, and that's how it looks. So in the sense of being realistic and authentic, having never actually been to Antigua or Fuerteventura, you know, I could say this is how I expect it probably does look a bit like this. And I'd say it was a faithful representation of Fuerteventura, having never been. But yeah, this is pretty much how it looks. I haven't been everywhere on the map, so there might be areas that are more forest-like and greener, I don't know. There could be some, I'd love to see some farms maybe, you know, growing cocoa or coffee or whatever they grow on Fuerteventura, I don't really know. Maybe bananas, something like that. I don't know if any of that exists at the moment. I haven't been able to get past this bug that stops me. Basically there's a part in the game that asks me to fast travel back to the office, but the fast travel button just isn't working for whatever reason. So yeah, I haven't experienced the entire map yet, but I'm quite pleased with it. I like it. It looks pretty darn good to me. Some of the little towns and villages are very unique, and like I say, it is a very different experience from Fernbus Coach Simulator. If you're worried that it's just going to be the same old, absolutely not. It is 100% totally different. Antigua, brakes. That was so close. Just in time. Just in time. Stay. Good car. Okay, now this is one of those situations whereby we're going to drop people off on the right hand side and then pick them up from the left hand side. Now, I'm not being funny, but that is stupid. Is it not? Oh, that flipping van nearly hit us then. There is vehicle insurance, by the way, guys, so I don't know if you're going to eventually be charged if you have a collision with a vehicle, and whether or not the insurance is going to reduce the cost of that. Oh, stop turning the engine off, man. You have no idea how happy it makes me to see people walking on and off the bus. Or coach, as I should say. So happy. Right, let's get those doors closed. Get it into gear. Slowly fight our way out into traffic, which is quite high at the moment. So all those guys over there will not get on the bus here. Now, if you were a bus route creator, there is no way you would do this. I mean, what is the point in that? You just tell all the people over there to come and stand here and get on the bus, surely. So I'm not a big fan of this. I think it's a bit daft. I don't think we're going to get out of here, because it seems like the traffic is pulling out so slowly up front that traffic is just building up behind them each time. Maybe we're going to need to be aggressive. Let's try and be aggressive. A technique known to all good coach drivers. He's also being quite aggressive. I think I can squeeze in there. Nice. I've got my nose in. I've got a toe. Got 2 toes. That's half a foot. We're in. Sorted. Nice. A bit of a clean, aggressive drive in there. No idea why that car in front is not pulling out. There's nothing coming. is too far away from the end of the road, it looks like. I don't know what the issue is, but anyway, we're going to do a U-E, and then we're going to come back did I hit that sign? Bloody hell. Do you know, in the 5 hours that I recorded this morning, I remember this bit. Okay, right, let me just clarify. We're actually going to drive all the way up here, pick some people up, and then come back to that stop. So I apologise, this isn't an example of that. But I think that there have been routes where I've had to do that before. Anyway, what I was saying was that in the 5 hours prior to this recording, I didn't have a single bloody collision, not one. I was a bit calmer then, a bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled out, maybe taking my time a bit more because I had more time, but apologies. Antigua with a stripe through it basically means you're leaving Antigua. That's not something we have in the UK. So if you drive into a county in the UK, it will more than likely tell you if you're on a main road, but as you leave, I don't believe very often there are indications that you're leaving a county. You might see a sign saying you're entering another county, but yeah, just something interesting. In Bournemouth, where I live, I do believe as you exit Bournemouth towards Ringwood, there is a sign there that says drive safely, you're leaving Bournemouth, or something like that. So I guess sometimes it exists in the UK, but it certainly isn't part and parcel. There's a number of areas where you won't see that at all. Just found it interesting, that's all. Very tight, twisty roads. Now in the coach, these are challenging but negotiable. In the car, they're an absolute nightmare. I have flipped and rolled that car sideways and end over end multiple times trying to drive it around this island. The car is very difficult to drive indeed. And I am looking forward to them patching that, because the car itself really opens things up. You know, when you're driving a coach, you drive in a certain particular style. Come on van, I need you to move. I'm not going to be able to squeeze around there. Oh, so tight. So tight. See, the AI is 80% to 90% of the time is absolutely fine. Hotel there, by the way. I think you can purchase some hotels. On a side note, I keep seeing things that I mentioned earlier. A building there, I think you could probably buy that and rent it out for surplus income. Now, fairly sure that this is an example where you drop passengers off on one side and then pick them up on the other. Fairly sure, but I think the whole sat-nav thing needs to be improved and looked at, because it's not even clear, it's not even 100% clear to me whether or not we're meant to be stopping here. Oh, handbrake maybe. There are people getting off, but as we saw in the previous episode, I think that's just a reaction that happens when you get to a particular any stop, not even a stop that they want to get off at. So I don't think each passenger has a destination. I just think they randomly react to a coach stop. That's how it feels. I don't know that for sure, but certainly if I had to guess, that would be it. Stay there, dude. Jeepers creepers. I also think the mirrors need to be zoomed in more. I can't see clear enough when there's a car coming. They're so small and they're travelling at such a speed that they just appear way quicker than the coach can react to. And my sat-nav has gone completely. That's weird, isn't it? Pretty certain we're doing a loop-de-loop here and then coming back round and picking up the passengers on the other side of the road. I'm sure the sat-nav will come back in a minute when it's finished being an idiot. Oh, I haven't turned the aircon on. Again, I think the aircon is too loud. That noise becomes unbearable pretty quickly. You see how that car's stopped there and it's caused all of this tailback. Now whether that's because he's trying to let me through or whether that's because he's blocked by something on the side of the road, I don't know, but it does happen a bit. So there's flipping hell, I thought I was through there. It's very difficult to see. Again, I think the wing mirrors need to be zoomed in more and moved out a bit so that I can actually see down the side of the coach, because at the moment all I can see is the window, the side of the window. I can't see the back of the coach. Even if I lean out, I can't see it. So, I mean, that's no good to me really. All these things need to be raised and then TML, you know, can have a look at them. But we're going to be stuck in this traffic jam for ages now. It'd be an interesting test to see whether or not they can self-govern their movement. You'll remember back in the early days of Fernbus Coach Simulator where traffic would just get absolutely chocker and it would get to a point where it was unable to get out. Stretch my neck there, sorry. So in the next episode, I again, the amount of content that this game has is unbelievably rich. In the next episode, I will be able to show you the mechanic system, expansion. There's just so much more that this game has to offer. We will unfortunately in the next episode reach that bug that I was speaking about earlier, where it asks me to fast travel and it just doesn't work. There is a possibility that it will work today, and it's like a not a consistent bug, but a random bug that only happens every now and then. So, you know, we might get lucky. I might be able to show you, actually be able to repair the coach. It's possible, but I can certainly show you a lot more content. There's vehicle insurance, there's business insurance, there's lots and lots and lots to show you. I think we have a bit of an issue here, don't we? We desperately need to go left, and I'm not sure there is a gap to do that. In fact, I can see there's not. So we're going to have an absolute disaster right now. We are going to have some collisions. Now if I collide with things really slowly, maybe we won't get a damage issue. Oh, do you know what? I might be able to squeeze through here. Wouldn't it be amazing if I made this gap without bumping into him at all? Unbelievable. Oh, I hit him. Oh, so nearly did it. I so nearly did that. Damn, that was so close. Goodness me. Right, guys, come on. I need some space. Thank you. Stay there, yellow car. And this is what Fuerteventura is like. It's going to be really challenging a lot of the time. I wish that external camera would just stay where I leave it. Handbrake on, out of gear, open the doors. Woof. I bet they're thinking, bloody hell, you were the other side of the road 4 hours ago. Where have you been? We can actually see them getting on as well. In the next one I'll watch them coming up the steps because it is really well done. It's really quite impressive. Right, handbrake off, away we go. Now as things get damaged on the coach, like indicators, headlights and the like, I believe you will find that they start to fail. So when you click the indicators to turn left like just then, it didn't work first time. Now, whether or not that's an issue with the game, and it's not actually part of the game, I don't know. But it would be brilliant if they had coded in the fact that, you know, if you've got yellow indicated indicators, in the sense that they are slightly damaged, then sometimes when you hit the button, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, it skips it. That would be excellent. And obviously when it turns red, that means it's completely broken. So no matter how many times you press the button, it won't work at all. Come on now. Oh, flipping hell. It's that wing mirror. It's always that rear view mirror that I bang on stuff. Oh, what am I caught on here? I am rushing a bit today, I'm sorry. 5 hours I drove this earlier, not one collision. Not one. Now I'm averaging about 5 per journey, which is not quite as good. Can't see their indicators. Cheers, fella. Oh, there's been an accident. I love this in the game. That front wheel looks a bit wonky, but I love this in the game. It adds something, a bit of reality, a bit of realism. In the 5 hours earlier, I did talk a little bit about, you know, if you were 18 years or older and you'd never seen an accident or been in a car accident yourself, then you're the minority, because they are a daily occurrence. They happen a lot. Massive smash up at the front there. Did you see that? Came flying around that corner, spun round 180 degrees and into the back of that vehicle there, and then vanished. That kind of stuff is cool, in my opinion. I like seeing that. Adds a bit of reality to the game, a bit more immersion. So I'm going to do terribly on these permanent orders, because I mean, how many collisions have I had today? It's a good job we're not meant to be there at a particular time, because we've also been held up by the traffic quite a lot. I'm not sure what that noise was all about. So you see, coming over this hill here, you can see the whole sort of towny village of Antigua. It looks pretty nice, does it not? You got this nice Antigua welcome wall Looks a bit like a giraffe in my opinion. Very nice. Really, really fun. And the whole business aspect just adds so much to the game. I would be so excited to see all this being added to Fernbus Coach Simulator. My gosh. Especially with the football DLC that you can get. The business elements and that football DLC together. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now guys, it's really important that if you like the content you see here, if you're impressed and you want to see it in Fernbus, then you need to be giving feedback to TML saying, this is wonderful, this is fantastic, this is so good, I love this aspect, I love that aspect. You need to tell them so that they know that you want to see it in Fernbus. So in the comment section, say something, because they will be watching videos from YouTubers like myself and others. They will be listening to your points of view, your feedback, your opinions on it. I'm merely a catalyst in order to let you see the game prior to purchase. You bugger nearly caused me another accident. So yeah, give them some feedback. Let me know in the comments. If they don't read it, I'll pass on your information to them directly. They can, unlike most development companies that I've experienced, these guys really do care. They don't shy away from feedback. They're not pretending that this game is perfect in every single way. It isn't. They know that, you know that, I know that. Why should anyone pretend otherwise? What they do want to know is what's good, what could be better, what's bad, what is totally unacceptable. Give them the feedback. They know what to prioritise. Nearly got airborne then. You can get airborne, by the way, with the car. I did it earlier. But yeah, give them the feedback that they need so that they can make the game that we all want. That is what needs to happen. That is how this works. So, you know, they don't need to be handled with kid gloves. You know, they will take constructive criticism the way that it's intended. And as a result of that, they will improve and enhance the game. And not just this game, but Fernbus Coach Simulator. And let's not forget that TML-Studios has already announced The Bus coming in 2019. And looking at the depth of business management that is in Fuerteventura, sorry, it's not called Fuerteventura anymore, it's called Tourist Bus Simulator. Seeing the depth of content that's in this game already gives me really high hopes for the bus. But because these games are so sort of interlinked in the sense that they're all running on the Unreal 4 engine, they're all running on the basic construction that was Fernbus Coach Simulator, so anything that you see here can almost certainly be transferred across to each of the other games. So if you're really enjoying the content here and the depth of business management, say so, and say how much you'd like to see it in Fernbus. And then, if they can do it, I'm sure it will happen. If it can be done, it will be done. So it looks like we're coming up to our final stop here. This has been a terrible drive. We've had collisions, we've had traffic, we've had gosh, I don't know. I turned the engine off a couple of times. That wasn't intentional either. But, you know, we've made it to the end. All the passengers are still alive, as far as I understand. Haven't heard anything to the contrary. Very tight corner coming up. And still, guys, I mean, I've shown you quite a lot today already in the last two videos, hopefully, if they've recorded properly this time around. I've shown you a lot of content in this game, and I am not kidding, but that is just the very beginning. There is so much more content to show you, so much more that the game is going to offer. There's expansion, there's multiple buses you can buy. At the moment, the Lion C and the Lion... oh god. The Lion C and the Lion's Default are the only two coaches available in-game. But wouldn't you love to see some like really old, beat-up, random buses that you've never seen before? I'd love to see all that. It'd be fantastic. And maybe one day we'll actually be able to utilise the modding tools, and then who knows what could happen. You'd have cars, trucks, bikes. The possibilities are just amazing. One thing I have noticed is that all the men appear to have breasts, except for that guy. That's the only guy without breasts. Look, that guy's got breasts. Not sure why I'm looking at breasts all the time, but you know. The eye sees what the eye sees. Right, now, oh god, this is going to be tricky. Oh, the traffic is just unbearable. Guys, you're gonna have to let me over there a bit. I'm sorry, I need to get out. Ah! 5 hours without an accident. How many have I had today? Come on. To be fair, it wasn't this busy earlier. Oh, Jesus. I'm at the point where I don't care anymore. I've literally got 2 hours before I have to get in the car and leave. So I just need to get to the end of the route. I'm sorry. When I get back off this weekend's excursion, then I will spend more time and be more careful about the driving element of the game. But today, having spent so much time trying to record this video already, I just need to get it done and get out of here. So I am being a bit less careful than perhaps I should be, and I apologise for that, but there are reasons for it. Right, boost. Oh, come on, dude. I really am losing my patience now. I'm looking at the clock. It's like 20 to 3. I'm supposed to be leaving at 4. And I've got to edit all this and get it uploaded and stuff. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you. I don't think we're going to make it. Something's going to fail. I wish I'd kept the earlier recordings. They were so much better than this. So much more detail, and so I had so much more energy, and my voice didn't hurt. Go, 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 go. Coming through on the inside. You can take the boy out the race, but you can't take the race out the boy. Come on. Get your foot down. This truck's being overtaken, I'm telling you. And if you look over there into the distance, you can see how nice the whole island looks, I guess. Damn, there's too much traffic. I can't overtake him. Again, the audio from the airport. Just this strip of road here just needs cutting off a little bit closer, and that'll be absolutely fine then. Right, so we're nearly home, guys. This is Tourist Bus Simulator. There is so much more to show you, so much more I could talk about, so much more I want to talk about, so much more I've already recorded into a video, but the video, first of all, first time round, the game had no audio. No, sorry, I tell a lie. Oh god. At least drive a little bit sensibly. Come on, dude. First time round, there was no microphone. Second time round, there was no game audio. So, I mean, it really has been a total shambles today, so I apologise for this. But, you know, I wanted to get the videos out to you as early as possible, and today is when they go out, so I'm just doing the best I can, guys. That's all I can promise. Now it is totally open road, so when we're in the car in the next episode, the first time I recorded it, I took the car off-road and drove round the back of the houses and got in. Rather than taking the road back to the base, you can actually go off-road and come around the back. So I mean, this game is totally open world. You can go anywhere, you can do anything. If you can fit the coach through a gap, then it'll go to the gap. Right, so that is the permanent order completed very badly, in a very rushed and unprofessional manner, but I do apologise. There is so much more to show you, and I'm so frustrated that today has gone so badly. I'm not going to be able to show it all to you, but there are plenty of other YouTubers, Jimmy Daly for one. Go check him out. I'm sure he'll be releasing tons of content on this, and when I get back off holiday, if you're interested, I'll show you some more. But that's it from me. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, actually, do you know what? I'm going to show you this certification right now, because I haven't got time to make another video, and this is an important bit of the game. So let's go in here, open the schedule again, and assign the permanent order to my employee. So once you've completed a permanent order, you'll get this little rosette pop up, and that basically allows you to assign that to somebody else. So we can now put her on it with that coach, and they'll consistently drive that. Now, she might get sick and not come into work. So we either need to have a second employee who can take over from her, or we need to have insurance. Oh, one more thing I've got to do first. Management. This is management, I think, is it? Yes. Click on this button to see your stock of snacks and drinks for the sightseeing tours. By clicking on this button, you can see your current stock of spare parts for vehicle repair. So this is food, pretty much the same as the DLC, the football DLC for Fernbus Coach Simulator. But now we have this spare parts thing. Now what's interesting about this, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan or not, say for example you want indicators delivered, you can have one delivered every 30 days. And that's how the contract works on that system. It's not something I'm used to, but okay, that's how it works in this game, and fine. When you've got lots of coaches, that probably makes more sense than when you've only got one. Contracts. This is very important. You have 4 contract types. You have Wi-Fi service contracts, you have spare parts service, which is what I was just explaining. You have loss insurances, so if your employee doesn't turn up for work, you won't lose out. Even if you lose the contract, you will get some money back off the back of that. I think that's how that works. I haven't actually experienced it yet, but that seems to be what the situation is. Vehicle insurance, similar type thing. I mentioned earlier, if you have a collision, I'm not sure if you get fined for that collision. And if you do, having vehicle insurance will cover 100% of the costs or 25% of the costs, so you don't have to pay out for each of those. I believe that's how it works. So let's go grab some contracts. Now the way this works is a little bit less intuitive than other menus, but it's pretty straightforward as soon as it's explained. So you have offered contracts and you have contracted contracts. Okay, so let's just take this one because we're poor and it's the cheapest. Now you see that that's popped up there. We now have vehicle insurance paying €200 a month per vehicle. Okay, and it runs out on the 11th of the 7th 2018, or that's when it started, and it'll run out 12 months from now or something like that. Now what happens is it swaps to contracted contracts. So I then went to try and buy these and I couldn't see any and I was a bit confused. You have to then click on offer to open this up. Loss insurances, they'll cover 40% of your losses. I don't know what this refers to, but it's going to cost you €100 per month per employee. So we'll have that because it's the cheapest. Go to Wi-Fi services, back to offers. Again, having Wi-Fi services available to you, 100% of the island, 80% of the island, 50% of the island, 30% of the island. Obviously it costs you different amounts. Whichever one you pick, you'll also have a data amount that you can pick, and when your customers have used up all that data, I assume you have no more data to offer. So each tour that you do will get a rating based on how good that trip was, and having Wi-Fi is part of that. So we'll just accept the cheapest because we're poor, and we'll do the spare parts service. So basically this car, we need everything, don't we, on our coach. It is absolutely, completely buggered. I don't think anything works properly. Brake lining, that's probably an important one. So I do wonder whether, I think you can only do one at a time, which is a bit restrictive and a bit frustrating, to be honest with you. I'd like to pick everything, you know, pick multiple at the same time and just say, yeah, deliver me one of those a month. Do you know what I mean? Damn, I think I just did that one a day. Cancel contract. Oh, I don't know. I'm too busy. I haven't got time for this. Anyway, I've shown you how that works. Let's move on. Go to the calculator in the next room. There's a lot of stuff to show you. Calculator in the next room. By clicking on this button, you will receive an overview of your current income and expenses. If you want to see more details about your earnings or expenses, click on the corresponding button at the top. These buttons allow you to receive new loans or take a look at your current loans. Okay. Now they refer to it as loans, but this is called new credit. And what isn't conveyed to you at the beginning of the game is you've already taken a €200,000 loan. Now I personally would like the option to take that loan out or not, or stipulate how much it's going to be. But at the moment, at least, it's just given to you regardless of whether you want it or not. I don't think this is laid out very well. I've done a lot of profit and loss stuff in my years. This is not how a profit and loss sheet is shown. So why on earth they've tried to dumb it down by doing it like this? I just think it makes it so much worse. For example, we've got 77,000 plus whatever euros in the bank. We started off with 200,000 euros, and we got 1,000 euros for the revenue in the last 7 days. Overall expenses are minus 123,637. How does that equal 203,711? It's really badly done. Profit and loss sheets are designed in a way to make it really easy to understand what you're looking at. Just get rid of this and put it in properly. That's what I'm asking. Get rid of this as well. I mean, you're wasting this bit of space. Use this whole area and give us a proper profit and loss sheet. You can look at revenue alone, expenses alone. Credits are loans. You can see we're paying 3% on this one at the moment. And new credit is new loans, so you can take out additional loans if you want. Now, if I take out an additional loan here, let's say, wow, the interest on that is much lower than that one, so clearly we're going to go for that. So yes, okay, I'm going to take out that loan. So now we've got loads of money, okay? Now, go to the pin board in this room. Additional information. There is so much content. This button will give you an overview of your personal performance and your business. Click this button to see reports of your recent jobs. Now, that was what I was talking about a minute ago. That menu thing. Let me just straighten myself up so I'm not moving around whilst looking at it. Okay. So, completed tours 2, lost tours 1, drivers 1, lost tours 1. Why did I lose a tour? That's interesting. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But anyway, you can see we have no workshop staff, so we can't repair anything. We don't have any guides, so we can't do any guided tours. Here we've got our current rank. I don't know what this is. I'm not sure what this is. I think maybe this refers to our company. Wow, that is a terrible rating. In the one I did earlier, I had a much higher rating than that. That's bad. And this is skills. Now, skills can be unlocked or achieved. I don't know what they are yet because I haven't got any, but we'll have to come back to that in a later video. Reports. Now, I'm going to be real quick here, but I don't like the way the reports are done. This is all rather messy. It's not clear. Basically, on this day, at this time, we did this route, and this is the feedback that they've given us. Now, we know that we skipped loads on the first run because I stopped at that second stop, everybody got off, and the whole route broke, basically. But it says not all stops were approached, no passengers were left at a bus stop. So it did, in actual fact, pick up on the fact that we ballsed that up, and we went to the last stop, second, and just totally ruined it. So that's why our score is so low. But I think just having the date and the route title on a single line, that you can click and it'll expand into this area and it'll be nicely laid out instead of this mess. Would be much better. Personal opinion, let me know in the comments what you think. Right. Go outside, over to the yard and enter the workshop. This is the very last thing I can show you today, unfortunately, because I have completely run out of time. So here we are at the workshop. We've been here before. Obviously, when you reverse the coach in, that door opens and whatever's in here can be worked on. So if we click on this, you can see a list of vehicles in need of repair will be displayed here. Click on a vehicle to see more options. The left-hand button displays the general condition of the vehicle. Click on the middle button to see the condition of individual parts within that vehicle. Click on the right button to open the repair menu. Pretty straightforward. To make a repair, you need mechanics for your workshop, which we can't hire yet because it won't let us. Additionally, you may require some spare parts, which you've just ordered. You can get via delivery contracts, such as a contract can be found and concluded in the contract menu. So I've already shown you that. So we only have one bus. We click on that. It shows us the condition of the coach. So the condition is pretty good. The components inside are terrible. Body damage has now reached 35%. It's a shame you can't see that on the coach itself, but by the by. So the toilet's broken, the Wi-Fi's broken, the wipers don't work, the engine's knackered, the air conditioner is terrible, the indicators are shot to bits, and the lights don't work. So I mean, this needs a lot of repair. So you come to repair, and what's cool is it shows you here your upcoming route. So this is our recurring route on every Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday. In fact, it's every flipping day. So you can work out if you click here and highlight what bits you want fixed, then you can figure out how long it's going to take before it'll be ready, and you can see whether or not it's going to be fixed in time for your next drivable route. Now this doesn't scroll because it's broken, but again, work in progress, and we can't do any repairs anyway because we don't actually have any employees to do it. So repairs external, now, earlier on, I had a list of stuff that could be repaired, so I'm guessing this is a bit broken or I've missed a step or something. But anyway, you can get external mechanics to repair stuff, but it costs you a lot more than having your own mechanics do it. So that's another feature in the game, which I'll have to show you later. Now, what's going to happen is now the expansion. Now, this is where the game breaks for me. So I won't be able to show you this, A, because I don't have time, and B, because it just breaks. But what happens is, you get into the car, you bring up the map, you look for this icon, which is absolutely bloody miles away, and it's bloody miles away on purpose, because they want you to fast travel. But fast travel doesn't work. Okay, let me correct that. What they want you to do is drive all the way there, which takes a long time, and I don't have time to do. Basically, when you get there, there's a massive garage area that you can buy. When you buy it, it's big enough to fit maybe at least 3, but maybe as many as 9 coaches in there at any one time. They can all be worked on, they can all be parked there. It allows you to expand your fleet, have more buses, get all the repairs done, so on and so on and so on. Then, when you've looked at that, because I've taken a loan out now, so I can actually afford to do that, but in fact, I think that's the problem. If you don't take a loan out like I just did, then when you get there, you don't have enough money to buy it. And I think maybe that's why the fast travel thing isn't working, because I haven't bought the industrial estate. Now, if I buy the industrial estate, maybe the fast travel thing will work and I'll be able to progress in the game. I think that's what the issue is. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to show you that in another video because I have got to go. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please take care of yourselves, guys. I'll see you when I get back. And until then, goodbye for now. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate you coming along and taking the time to do that. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who watched this video today. Special big thank you to our Patreons and supporters on Twitch. But everybody who comes and watches, you all count. You are all part of this. And I thank you so much. If you hit that like button, I will like you twice as much. Even more than that, perhaps. It is for you guys that I make these videos, so it matters to me a huge amount if you enjoy watching them, and if you don't, you need to tell me. So thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, until next time, goodbye for now.